So I'm starting off by just spraying my face with the Urban Decay Quick Fix Primer Spray as my base before I apply my foundation. So next I'm dotting my foundation all over my face and making sure I dot some on my neck as well, and blending it out with the Real Techniques Beauty Sponge. I've only used this one, I haven't tried the Beauty Blender, but I find this one works pretty well. It does soak up a little bit of the product, but I feel like all sponges will do that anyway. Then I'm taking my concealer, which is also from Urban Decay. I'm sorry, I'm not sponsored by Urban Decay, I just really like their stuff. And I'm applying this underneath my eyes as well as in areas that I'd like to highlight, because this concealer is a little bit lighter than my skin, which is actually pretty surprising. Because my concealer tends to crease throughout the day, I went in with a pressed powder underneath my eyes as well as my T-zone just to mattify my face. I wanted my brows to be soft and fluffy for this look, so using a brow powder duo, I went in with the lighter color first, just kind of filled in any gaps in my brows as well as creating some little hair strokes in the front where I do have a lot more sparse hairs. Then I went in with the darker color just to create some little hairs all throughout my brows. Then taking a tinted brow gel, I brushed them up and kind of groomed them to make them look fluffy but yet still groomed and nice. I have super oily eyelids, so priming my eyes is a must if I'm doing any look with a lot of eyeshadow. If you don't have this problem, you can just use concealer if you would prefer. So going into my Kat Von D Shade Light Eye Palette, I'm using a color that's very close to my skin tone and just setting the primer so that way any shadows I put on top will blend really nicely. Then I'm using this Warm Peach shade as my first transition color in the crease with a Wet n Wild crease brush. Taking a neutral brown eyeshadow, I went in the crease with a different fluffy brush just to add a little bit more depth to the look. Taking this Rush shade from the shade Light Eye Quad in Rust, I'm applying that with a smaller crease brush, focusing it right in my crease so that way all the other transition colors we already applied will still be shown. Taking the Warm Tone Dark Brown shade from the palette, I'm applying it all over my lid with a little flat brush. I did find I had to build up the color because it was a little bit patchy. Then I took my Sigma E25 blending brush and took a tiny bit of that brown and blended it into the crease to give a nice smoky transition. For the bottom lash line, I just used a mixture of that rust color as well as the dark brown we put all over our eyelids. I decided to go in with a really light blue eyeliner on the waterline just to add a little bit of pop. However, sadly, because it's so light, you can't really see it, so it just looks like I put a nude liner there. But if you wanted to do a brighter blue, I think that would look really cool with this look. To finish off the eyes, I just applied some mascara as well as some Ardell Demi Wispie lashes. For blush, I use the Wet n Wild Ombre blush, and when I apply it to my skin, it doesn't really look like a lot, but it gives my skin such a healthy looking glow. I just absolutely love this product. I wanted to give a nice warm look to the skin since we did something so warm on the eyes, so I went in with Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer to give my skin a little bit of warmth since I don't really have any of that. And for highlight, I used Becca's Moonstone just on the high points of my face. I finished the face off with a little bit of setting spray to get rid of the powderiness, as well as to keep my makeup on all day. So sadly, Colourpop has discontinued this Lippie stick that I used. However, I'm pretty sure that they did come out with an alternative to it, so if I can find one on their website, I will leave it listed down below next to this Lippie stick color.